Today is a sad day.
Why, what's going on?
We lost one of the best anti-comedians ever.
Like, what is anti-comedy?
Oh, that's like when you say like, yeah, like that. It's like where you say, you know, for instance, like, tell me a joke. I'll tell you a joke. What did the hot dog vendor say? What did the Zen Buddhist monk say to the hot dog vendor?
I don't know. What did he say?
He said, "Make me one with everything." See, because he wants a hot dog with everything, but also he wants to become one with everything. See?
This is funny.
Yeah, see? Watch this. Horse walks into a bar and the bartender says, "Why the long face?" Because you see, horses, their faces are very long. They've got a long-shaped oblong head. See?
I see.
Yeah, anyway, rest in peace, Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald is one of the greatest comedians, anti-comedians. Died.
Norm Macdonald. It's very sad. It's a very inappropriate sound effect to have. You know?
I agree. Norm Macdonald was one of the greatest. You know, he would say, he would say stuff like, "When is the best time to go to the doctor, the dentist? Tooth hurting, because you're gonna want to see a dentist if your teeth hurt." See?
I see. I know. I understand what you're saying now.
He's one of the greatest, man.
Hello and welcome to the Aristotle Full Throttle Show. Man, oh man, happy Tuesday. Very sad day though. We lost Norm Macdonald from Weekend Update from Saturday Night Live. But before that, since I was a child, I used to watch Norm Macdonald do his stand-up comedian, a very famous Canadian comedian. I mean, it's almost alliterative. Listen to... I don't hear no music. Hold on. Oh, there I go. One of the best comedians, man. He would tell like a joke. It would take him 12 minutes to tell a joke, right? And all along the way, you're laughing. The whole joke, every single line of a 12-minute joke, you would laugh all the way, and then the punchline is just kind of like just there. But it's worth the journey. It's worth the journey, because the journey, Norm Macdonald had a very particular way of telling jokes. The joke itself was the joke. Like, in the sense that there's no setup. The setup was the joke. It's really difficult to explain. You have to watch his stand-up. It's kind of the greatest. One of the all-time greats, Norm Macdonald. May he rest in peace. He had a long private battle with cancer. See, Norm Macdonald himself would say this. He died of a long private bout with cancer, which I didn't hear about. I didn't know about it on account of it, being private. So, Norm Macdonald, man, oh man. I could watch that guy for days and days. I've seen every bit. He's got a Netflix special he did a couple years ago. Very funny. See? He's definitely one of my influences as a funny person, as a humorist, as someone who dad jokes, not dad jokes. I don't like when people say dad jokes. I don't like that. When people like they try to ridicule you, they're like, "Oh, dad jokes." It's like, "What do you want? You want edgy? You want MF and the kiss my big black stuff and whatever? You want edgy?" Oh, dad jokes. You're too good for dad. You're too good for humor. The worst is when people laugh and they go, haha, dad jokes. Because they try to like put you down. Because it's like they wish they could be funny. And I say this. Well, if that's a dad joke, then your dad is hilarious and I can't wait to meet him. Because he sounds like a funny guy. If that reminds you of your dad, man, me and your dad would be best friends then. Because I would be laughing. Sounds like an entertaining and fun person. Dad jokes. It's kind of an undercutting, biting remark, you know, to say, oh, dad jokes. I don't know. This is the thing. They used to say, now this is very funny. Now you might not know the history of comedy as much as I have learned about, and I don't know all the history of comedy, but I am a fan of the history of comedy. For instance, I'm a fan of Sacha Baron Cohen. Sacha Baron Cohen, who plays Borat, who plays Bruno, who plays Ali G. He studied drama in college, and also he studied the history of buffoonery. And buffoonery is actually an art form. Buffoonery dates back to when the people kings had their court jesters. And court jesters was a job, you see. You had to point out the absurdity that was obvious to everybody. And this is what comedians do to this day. They point out the absurdities of everyday life, generally speaking. And it's always like the obvious absurdities. Stuff we just kind of all go along with, but then they go, hey, you realize we're going along with something really stupid and now nothing matters and it's everything in life is absurd. And it's a good way to cope. It's a good way to get along in life. So Sacha Baron Cohen would study, for instance, buffoonery. And he would talk about how he was always a fan of the court jester. 'Tis but one form of comedy. Comedy is comedy. If it makes you laugh, it's like, Will, you might be surprised to learn this, but at one point, there are things that change throughout history. I'll get back to the buffoonery in a second, because that's my profession. But things change throughout history. 100 years ago, in the 20s, 100 years ago, guys, the 20s was 100 years ago. The flappers, the roaring 20s, that was 100 years ago. When there is a 100 years ago, during that time, puns, plays on words, literal and figurative word meanings and sounds were considered high comedy, high form of comedy. Now you can research this. It was socially of the utmost status to be able to effortlessly execute a pun, right? It was considered the highest form of comedy. But at some point, it got flipped to what people widely consider the lowest form of comedy. But by the way, in order to do a pun, you actually have to have a certain level of wit in order to execute a pun deftly. So the point is, things get flipped. For instance, the phrase "turn of the century." Look all this stuff up. Google it. Go on Wikipedia. The phrase "turn of the century" used to mean the 50-year mark. So 1950 was the turn of the 20th century. But for some reason, over time, the year 2000 was deemed the turn of the century, which it is not. It is the dawn of a new century. See? People, they just Things go in and out of style. At one point, fanny packs were horrible to look at. And Crocs, which I still contend are terrible, it's a terrible look. Somehow they're in style, somehow people go around with fanny packs. I was told that if I don't like fanny packs, I must hate women. And I just said, I don't understand that correlation that you made in your head. But when I was a child and I would listen to comedians, they would go, XYZ, blah, 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 an American wearing a fanny pack. And it was like a joke. It was a punchline. So in my head, I was like trained up to think the unflattering look, in my opinion, of something hanging off the side of your body was I was trained. Socialized. Institutionalized. Who smelt and dealt, it totally depends on the quality of the pun. Sometimes they're not that punny. It's true. It's true. So there's, if you date back to buffoonery, I remember listening to Sacha Baron Cohen talk about this, and he said the buffoon, the court jester, was there to make fun of themselves, to make fun of. There was different types. There were people with, sometimes they had physical maladies, but they were funny people, so they would sort of dance around as the butt of the joke for the court. Or people who were like perhaps who had dwarfism, they would be like, oh, look at me, and they would dance for the king, and they would dress up like the king, and then people would be like, haha, it's a smaller version of the king. And it was kind of like, this was the idea of comedy. But my favorite form of comedy of that time was the court jester. And there are some incredible cases of some amazingly hilarious court jesters. One, for instance, this one queen, or she had a court jester, a duchess or something. She had a court jester, and she said something like, you know, to her court jester, she said, you know, I don't really like it having a buffoon to the left of me. And then that court jester promptly circled around to the other side of that queen and said, I don't mind it at all. Some good stuff like that, just good stuff. Good comedy that lasts through the centuries. For instance, there was another court jester who said, who was sentenced to death, because obviously if you made a bad joke in front of the king, they would cancel you to death. And this one court jester said to the king, said something bad, and then the king was like, listen, I don't like that. I'm gonna sentence you to death. I will give you to noon to decide your fate and how you would like to be executed, how you would like to die by the king. And then the court jester left, came back, and he said, I have decided that I would like to die of old age. And the king found it hilarious and then just exiled him. He said, okay, get out of here. You're banned. But that was pretty fun. That was fun. That was a good one. You're hilarious, man. I'm gonna miss you. Anyway, we're gonna miss Norm Macdonald. He was hilarious. He was one of the funniest. I just would just sit there and listen to his cadence. He's just, oh, very, very unique, very distinct cadence. Opinions and superficial things are subjective and fleeting. How about Triumph the Insult Comic Dog? I think he's hilarious. That's basically a good example of someone who is able to appear harmless, yet call out the obvious and also insult people. But the people loved to insult royalty, and the only people who could really get away with it were the court jesters, were the comedians, are the comedians of today. The only people that we should allow, by virtue of how human society has basically always worked, is to have people come out and say the things that are obvious and absurd. Because sometimes the emperor has no clothes, and there's gotta be somebody that's like, oh, is there a draft in here, your highness? You know what I mean? Sometimes people need to do that. That's why I like when they have the press every year, that press, the White House press conference, and they always have a comedian from that roasts the president, because that's the type of society we are in. We have a society where you are allowed to critique your leaders, ridicule your leaders. That is healthy and normal. It's healthy and normal, I contend. It turns out it makes for a better society, in my opinion. The White House correspondence there, yes. Yes, sorry. Is this Will? I will say, in a very Norm Macdonald fashion. Norm Macdonald passed away this morning. He had a long private bout with cancer, which I didn't hear about. I'm kind of being private. Norm Macdonald, one of the most hilarious guys ever. One of the most hilarious guys ever. Canadian comedian, he will be missed. We're gonna watch the trailer for Hawkeye today.
Ooh, that's a bingo.
We're gonna get up there and watch some Hawkeye trailer. That's a Ringo. The White House Correspondents' Dinner. Who has seen... I just wanted to pay my respects to Norm Macdonald. He was one of the best comedians, one of my favorites. He told this one joke when I was a kid. I remember watching his special, and he just had the darkest sense of humor, but also was hilarious because he was making fun of the idea that I'm not Norm Macdonald, so this is not going to be as funny. But he had a see, this dog's talking to me. He had this whole discussion about how, like, this whole joke. Again, Norm's jokes were great because the setup would take 10-15 minutes. The setup. And during the setup of his jokes, you're laughing all along the way. And then the punchline, it just ends. It just kind of, you just get to the end and it's like, now the joke's over. And the whole time you're laughing hysterically. It's a unique brand of comedy. His way of telling jokes was the greatest. Note to self. Tell people to Google it. Anyway. Man, oh man, I loved when he took over Weekend Update. Because he didn't care. He DJ AF. I would watch him on Weekend Update going, just laughing at the situation. As a kid, I really learned to appreciate that. And grew into that, going, just laugh at the situation. If a joke bombed, for Norm, he had this little note to self: do not mention hot dogs. It's just funny stuff. Amazing. But he would tell a joke, it lasted 12 minutes, and the punchline was always... The punchline of his jokes was the least funny thing. Let's just say that. Loved his bit about sitting in the back seat of a two-door car. Oh, he talked about... He's like, you ever hear about that serial killer who killed a bunch of people who said dogs told him to do it? You know, he says, he said like, the devil told him to do it. So the devil said, hey, kill your whole family. You know? So he tells this long story about a guy. He's like, the devil said, hey, Chuck, go and kill your whole family. Why would I do that? I'm the devil, see? And I want you to do my bidding. Go kill your whole family. And this guy's like, all right, well, I've killed my whole family. Listen, this is hilarious if you watch him do it. I put him in this duffel bag. I thought this funny, but sorry, you don't have to. And then he's like, imagine if the devil just pulled off a mask and was like, hey, Chuck, it's me, Steve. Chuck would be, oh man, have I got egg on my face. I went ahead and I killed my whole family because you told me you were Satan himself. I decided to kill And I put him in this duffel bag. Boy, oh boy. You got me. Oh, man. Oh, the OJ joke? I don't know the OJ joke. This week, murder was made legal in the state of California. He was dark, but somehow he could create a lightness. That's another thing about Norm Macdonald. He could talk about the darkest subjects, and you would just be laughing the whole time. Talking about killing his family.
And because Satan told him to do it.
Sorry, my stomach's growling. Hey, dude. I think they're all right. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Well, you can sit there. You could come here. You got to see this dog. He's got a haircut. This makes one of us. Come here. All right. I think he took care of the potential intruders that are just people who live in my building. So anyway, man, oh man, we're gonna miss him. We're gonna miss him. I don't have any. I love when he played Letterman. Hey, you got any gum? I loved his talk show. It's on Netflix. You can watch it. Some uncomfortable moments, but just, I loved it. I loved it so much because it was not unlike the concept of this show, which is just, you know, I definitely took a page out of that book, which is just, yeah, we're starting the show now. This is the show. We're doing a show. It just starts. They just walk out. You can see the wires everywhere. You could see what's going on. And they're just like, oh yeah, now we're talking. You know, you got any questions? You got any gum? Amazing. He will be missed. Man, I love that guy. What a funny guy. You have a clip for you for the quintessential Norm Macdonald moment from me. All right, let me use it. Let me run a clip. Let me see which clip it is. I'm gonna put it. If you can put it in the. He had the most moving tribute to Robin Williams. Yeah, the guy was like soulful. You know what I mean? He was very soulful, yet came off as frivolous. Came up like, hey, all right. If you watch him on the last episode of David Letterman, one of the guests was Norm Macdonald, and Norm Macdonald was so choked up. He's like, yeah, you know, you're my hero, man. He's just telling Dave how much he looks up to him, and it was just touching. You can drop that clip in the chat or in the Discord, and then I will promptly download it and watch it and show it here on the show. Also, we're gonna watch the trailer for Hawkeye, because we didn't do that yesterday, and it came out yesterday morning, and I didn't realize. And we're gonna watch Hawkeye, trailer for Hawkeye. Everybody's got to have a Ringo, you know. But first,
Who's been spoiling everything?
Kelly! All along! And I killed Sparky, too.
I hope you like my singing voice. Also,
You got the church! Is this will? You got the power!
you got the power. Courtney Thorne Smith. Oh my gosh. Oh, I've got a voiceover to do. Quick turnaround by 4 p.m. I'm gonna read this voiceover to you real quick. It's for, I will not say what company it's for, but it's one of the biggest computer software companies in the world. V1. People are streaming more of what they love with the new, I'm not gonna say, learn more about the company, powered by the other company, at blank.com/brings you closer. I know this clip, Will. I love this clip. And it is a quintessential, Speaking of puns, ladies and gentlemen, I know this clip very well. We started off the show with puns. We might as well bring it full circle. Thanks for this clip. It's a very hilarious clip, guys. Did you want me to start it at 2:29? The timestamp that you shared? So good. The late great Norm Macdonald, ladies and gentlemen. One of the greatest. One of the Mount Rushmores. If the Mount Rushmore had about 30 heads on it, he'd be on there. For sure. Top 30 comedians of all time. Top 20, I'd say. Just a classic. No, top 25. I mean, there's a lot of good comedians. You know, I'm just saying. Norm Macdonald's on there. Oh, man, I didn't download it. What happened? Hamana. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, come on. I'm trying to download this. Okay, I've got the Hawkeye trailer downloaded. I just gotta download this. What? It isn't working. What? Let me try this. Let me try a different size. He responded to me once on Periscope. I felt very cool. That's always cool. Hey, talking into the computer machine. Very distinct talking cadence. He could turn anything funny. Eh? Okay. Oh, here we go. Failed network error. I don't know how to download this. Anyway, it's in the... let me try another one. Oh, the garbage cans are being taken away. How to download YouTube videos. Why does YouTube make this so difficult? Why do they do it? They just gotta, some people are gonna try to download it every time. Stop trying to block it every which way. Every which way. Paste the link. Oof. Copy the link. Oh no. Hold on. Just bear with me. Sorry, these things fall out. Bear with me. This is gonna be hilarious because it'll be worth it. Just like Norm Macdonald's jokes, it's worth the wait. Converting, please wait. Let's play drums. Download. Boxlighter Brothers, what's going on here? What is this tomfoolery that he asked? Let me tell you something. We're paying tribute to Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald, one of the greatest comedians ever. We're gonna talk about him. Funniest thing ever. We're gonna actually watch. We're gonna watch a clip here if I could download it. You caught me at a time where I'm just sitting here trying to download a clip. Oh, here it is. Finally. Sorry about that, guys. Took me a minute. You're just sitting here watching me stare at the computer
has
screen.
played
Right,
Allison Parker, one of the many dysfunctional but gorgeous residents of Melrose Place. Please welcome Courtney Thorne-Smith.
I'm going to fast forward to 229.
Wait, I'm curious.
No, I was on the phone in the office, which makes it really awkward.
All right, okay.
And he was in Seattle, and he shot himself.
Oh my God.
While he was on the phone. I know.
Yeah, and so you finally said there's no more that this character can do, right?
I can't do any more. I've been married and divorced and widowed, and it's too much.
What's going to happen in the season finale? Can you give us a tip for all those fans out there? What's going to happen?
I can't tell you.
Okay.
You'd be mad at me.
Good night, everybody. We had a good time. No, I mean,
It's hard
but give
hosting
us
a
some
show, isn't
sense
it?
of like, is it
Come
one of
on.
those? Because every year they try and have
You
a
might as
season
well quit
finale where
25 years
everybody
later.
gets into a Zeppelin and blows up, you know? Something.
Well, now you've given it away.
It's a Zeppelin! It's a Zeppelin.
Well,
All
I'm just
right.
Are you talking about Melrose Place? No, because
You're the biggest ass I ever met. And I love you for it.
Norm
I
McDonald
swear
is
to
good.
God, and when I lived in L.A., I lived on the actual street called Melrose Place. There's an actual street.
There's a Melrose. Is there really a Melrose
There's really
place?
a Melrose
There is a Melrose
Place.
Place.
You
All
know
right.
this, right?
Yes, it's true.
So they opened a restaurant called Melrose Place on it,
Uh-huh.
and then it's right beside my house. And every time I go out, there's all these retards, like tourists.
I'm gonna skip that part. Norm McDonald wasn't a perfect man.
It's not out yet.
No, it's
Can you
not
put
out.
Thanks for.
because this came up earlier in the show accidentally, because I didn't know what Norm was going to talk about tonight, and it's best sometimes if I don't know. But he mentioned Carrot Top. You are making a movie with Carrot Top, right?
I made a movie with Carrot Top.
Okay. You made a movie with Carrot Top. It's not out yet.
No, it's
Can you
not
put the
out yet.
picture up of Carrot Top again, just so we can all see
Did I
him?
skip it? Did I
Oh, there
miss
it is again. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Wait a minute, she left Melrose Place to do a movie with Carrot Top?
That's where I'm going, my friend. This begs the question now. Why a movie with Carrot Top?
That was Carrot Top.
Why a movie with Carrot Top?
I mean, no, I don't know much about Carrot Top, you know? I don't know much about him.
why
I'm
does
a little
everybody hate Carrot
jealous
Top so
because he's
much?
a red-haired
I mean, he's
comedian,
weird.
and I felt like
But-
maybe you'd do a movie with me first, then move on to Carrot
course you
Top,
have.
then to Ralph Mal from Happy Days. You know, it's sort of the three. There's an order in which you do movies with the redheads. What's he like,
Courtney Thorne
first of all?
Smith is the one being
He's
interviewed.
extraordinarily
but Norm
sweet.
McDonald's
Nice guy.
adding to
He
it.
really is, and he
I
worked
suppose.
very hard, and he was adorable.
And he works with a lot of props and stuff, too, right?
Not in the movie.
Oh, in the movie they took his props away?
They took his props away.
That's a bad time to
relied on
suddenly
Carrot
take
Top's
away everything you know about comedy. You know, you've been using props now all your life for comedy. Now we're going to take them away when you make your first movie.
Welcome
Was he
to
okay, though, with
Throttle,
it?
where
He
we
was
watch
cool?
other
He was
talk
great.
shows.
He did a wonderful job.
Do you have a scene where you and him embrace?
Yeah, lots of making out.
Oh, for God's sake.
Nothing but making out.
All right.
It's like 9.5 weeks, but Carrot Top. We were doing.
Wow! I got to check out that movie.
What
Is
happens?
it called
Where's-
9.5 Seconds?
Norm,
It's like he's premature ejaculator.
You know what happened?
what I love about Norm McDonald is he's an anti-comedian. See? Why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side. Why else would you cross the road?
This is what happened. You know what happened? He said 9.5 seconds, and I'm looking at him because I know there's more. And I wait, and I see the glimmer in the eye, and then bang! I thought you were going to crack whore, but no. But what's the movie going to be called? Really?
I know what it's going to be called.
Yeah, what's that?
If it's got Carrot Top in it, you know what a good name for it would be?
What's that, Norm?
Box Office Poison.
What about my career?
Courtney Thorne Smith, the girl sitting to your left, is in the movie.
I'm going to go see it for Courtney.
After you scare everybody else away?
No, I love this girl. I would
plan?
see any movie with this girl in it. She's a beautiful lady and a talented, nice talk show guest.
As evidenced by her appearance on our rival show. All right, well, there's this 2-hour season finale of Melrose Place. There's this movie coming out.
Yes.
Title undetermined at this point.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, all right. Do something with that, you freak.
Oh, here it is.
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.
All right, everybody. That's pretty much it.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, quintessential Norm McDonald. Hilarious, And I started the show with puns. Puns used to be funny. Listen, dad jokes are hilarious. If you consider that a dad joke, I can't wait to meet your dad. He sounds hilarious. Legendary. I mean, how good is that, ladies and gentlemen? Norm Macdonald. We're gonna miss him. We're gonna miss him. I'm sorry that he had suffered from cancer for a long time, it said. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to see go. He has a good stand-up special on Netflix, I believe. I'm on Netflix right here. Let me tell you what the name of it is. You can watch it. It was just from a few years ago. Norm Macdonald. Colleen, when you told me that Norm Macdonald died, I immediately read Ronald McDonald. Hitler's Dog. Gossip and Trickery is the name of Norm Macdonald's special. Hitler's Dog. Because, yeah, Hitler came home and his dog loved him. It's a special brand. Special brew. Boxlighter Brothers, what's going on? How are you today? Also, Ange, here's your intro.
Say, baby, I can destroy everything. But I'm not. What? But I can. Baby, shut up and give us your money.
Welcome, Ange, to the show. Also, welcome, Raccoon Raiders. I always get a little sad when I see 420 artists take the hit for everybody. Welcome again to the show. It's a sad day. I got the news right before we went live here. Also, everybody is always welcome to chat live through the Discord. If you're on the Discord, you can just go on to the voice channel and we can talk. I can talk to you. Also, this is me and Grogu. I'm good. I can complain a little bit because I don't have a car right now. And I've been dealing with not having a car. I got rear-ended 5 weeks ago today. 5 weeks ago. Count them. Count them. 5 weeks ago today. And I still don't have a new car because insurance is one of those things that it's what you pay for every month, and then when you need it, it doesn't help you out. Insurance, I always joke like this. Insurance is like, hey, come on, help us out. Look, we're so funny and fun, and come on, we got Cavemen, we got Flo. You could come and hang out with us. That's just insurance. We got you. We got you. In case you get hit in a car accident, we got coverage. We'll cover the car, everything. You sign up for the insurance, you get hit, and they're like, oh, yeah, about that. We didn't say we was gonna fix that. You didn't sign up for bumper insurance. You didn't have the coverage on your windshield. With tires? Is that part of the car? Because we don't cover that. So that's how I'm doing right now. I was literally on the phone with the insurance moments before going live. And I said, hey, it's been 5 weeks. I would like a new car. I would like to purchase a brand new vehicle with a down payment on account of the other party being at 100% fault, because this was me. This was my involvement in the car accident. I'm sitting in traffic. This is the steering wheel, see? It's a smaller than normal steering wheel. Just gotta use your imagination. And this was me. And then got rear-ended. And then I just started screaming expletives because I was mad, because I knew, yeah, I'm fine, it's okay, thank you for your concern. But I knew as soon as I got hit that it was going to be weeks of a headache. I was like, I might feel sore tomorrow. Thankfully, Kelsey, the voice of reason, said to me, it's okay. We're gonna get exchanged information. It's a minor inconvenience. We'll be fine. And I was like, F this and F that and MF this and MF that. I was so mad. I was very mad. You don't want to see me mad. I don't want to see me mad. I've barely seen me mad. I'm rarely mad. I'm like, that was the first time I got mad in like 15 years. I don't get angry. You know what? You wouldn't want to see me when I'm angry, because then I turn into a giant green rage monster. But yeah, that was a fun. I just don't like dealing with them. Giorgio Salamanca L, you gotta call Sweet James, bro. I don't know who Sweet James is. Thank you, Ange. I appreciate your concern. It has been one of the funniest things ever. Anyway, allow us now. We're going to transition from all of this hilarious comedy to the Hawkeye trailer.
This is the first.
So we're going to watch the Hawkeye trailer now. I don't know if you guys are fans of Marvel. I hope you are, because I am. I mean, also, Lee, I mean, the Boxleitner brothers. Follow the Boxleitner brothers. They are hilarious guys, and they are filmmakers and artists and actors and writers and cool guys that have a cool channel that you guys are going to want to watch. It's very funny and entertaining, and they're funny and entertaining on a computer and on the real life, in IRL. They're really funny and fun to hang out with. So check them out, follow them, and enjoy. It's like that movie Crash. So there's two movies called Crash. There's the movie Crash with the Brad Pitt, and then there's movie and the Don Cheadle. I call him Don Cheadle. There's that Crash, and then there's the movie Crash by one of my favorite filmmakers ever, David Cronenberg, which is dark AF. If you ever watch that movie, just go make sure you have a psychological evaluation afterward. It is not the fun. It's not fun, but it's a movie, and it sticks with you. I saw it one time, and I said, "Oh yeah, oh yeah, you're right, Giorgio. It is like that movie Crash." Is it the James Spader one? Yes, I think you're talking about the James Spader one. Yes, it was like the movie Crash. Sort of. Except I was very angry. We didn't immediately start other activities. Listen, if you watch the movie, you'll understand what Giorgio Salamanca L and I are talking about. Okay, Griff, I went through something similar with my car insurance covering my medical bill. They wouldn't call me back. Ugh. I'm vicariously stressed for you. Yes, thank you for your concern. I use it as just fodder because I'm glad that I have this venue where I could just share this frustration with you, because it's kind of, I enjoy the absurd. Like Norm Macdonald, I'm a fan of the absurd, and it is getting more and more absurd. So, guys, and now for the main event, for the piece of resistance. Here we go.
This is the first Christmas we've had together in years.
I love you guys. I'm making up for some lost time.
But he's Ronin.
Authorities are wondering if the masked vigilante who terrorized the city's underworld is back.
Oh, yes.
The past has caught up with me.
You gotta pay for that.
Should we be worried?
No, it's nothing. I'll be home for Christmas. I promise.
Is that her, and then they like transition to Haley Steinfeld?
When I wore this suit, I made a whole lot of enemies.
Oh, Christmas show.
You're a Hawkeye.
Who the hell are you?
Some people have actually called me the world's greatest archer.
Are you one of those people?
It's the most wonderful.
Hey, babe, I should be back in a day or two. Hang on a second.
With the kids jingle belling and everyone's telling.
Things have gotten more complicated.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
This is nothing like Buddha Punch.
It's the most wonderful.
more dangerous than that one?
It's just some Christmas.
Disney, always planning around the clock. They said, we need a Christmas show. Smart. The best... Let me let you guys in on a little secret about the music industry. When Capitol Records offered us a music record deal when I was in a band, they said, as per the contract, they said, you have to write a Christmas song every album cycle. And we said, sure. And so I would write music, and I'd be like, I forget what it is. I wrote a couple pieces, and then I just added sleigh bells. I was like, look, it's a Christmas song. It's got sleigh bells. So I would add sleigh bells to the to the music. But as per the contract, Capitol Records, Virgin Capitol Records, they said every band on their label has to write a Christmas song, because guess what? Every year you get more spins out of it, because they keep playing the same Christmas songs every year for your whole life, which means you're good on money and royalties for your whole life. So if you ever want to be in a movie or have a song, make sure it's a Christmas one, because it will come back round again. As per Shane Black also writes movies around the Christmas holiday, which is very smart. Die Hard, best Christmas movie ever. Let's watch the trailer again. Looks good. I love Christmas movies. My mom's favorite, that's my mom, everybody. I'll let you know a little secret here. Raccoon Raiders is my mother. She loves Christmas so much. In fact, if you were watching over the summer when I was visiting back in New York, there's a Christmas tree year-round up in the downstairs. There's a Christmas tree always up. It's always Christmas at my mom's house. It looks better. It would be better if they included Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern. We should edit that together. We should we should edit that version. Let's try to watch it. Let's try and watch it again. That's New York City.
This is the first Christmas we've had together.
You know how I could tell? It's the Empire State Building. We're hats off to Norm Macdonald, one of the best.
In years.
I love you.
So Joe Russo's daughter is still his daughter, which is cool.
You guys.
Technically in the comic books, if I'm correct, Hawkeye's replacement or protege is his daughter. But I guess they're keeping her canon. They're kind of shuffling her off to the side. They're like, yeah, we'll have you in it.
I'm making up for some lost time.
But except...
Authorities are wondering if the masked vigilante who terrorized the city's underworld is back.
Is he back?
The past has caught up with me.
Should we be worried?
No, it's nothing. I'll be home for Christmas. I promise.
You guys remember in the beginning of Endgame when he was teaching his daughter, how to shoot the bow and arrow, because that's, you know, when you're facing an alien threat with like heavy artillery, you're gonna want to shoot bows and arrows at them.
It's the most wonderful time.
When I wore this suit, I made a whole lot of enemies.
Why is she wearing his suit though? Is she? She's taking over his persona.
You're a Hawkeye.
Who the hell are you?
Are we supposed to just forget that Hawkeye was doing all this?
Some people have actually called me the world's greatest archer.
Are you one of those people?
It's the most wonderful.
Hey, babe, I should be back in a day or two. Hang on a second.
Okay, so it is Kate Bishop.
Kids jingle bells.
I like that he catches it and throws it back. That's
Things have gotten more complicated.
I used to go to visit the tree in Rockefeller Center every year.
It's the most
Quite the
wonderful
spectacle. To me, it's not Christmas unless I visit Manhattan. Manhattan is like the greatest place for Christmas. I'm glad that they made Home Alone 2 in Manhattan and also made this show. Listen, Manhattan, LA is great. because of Die Hard. One of my favorite things to do in Los Angeles at Christmas time is to go to the movie theater and watch Die Hard with an LA crowd. It is the greatest experience ever. It is the best way to watch Die Hard. So that's Captain America. But that's not him. That's like it's a musical about him. So are they doing like a play on the fact that he had a musical in the original, the first Avenger, and also Hamilton? Which, by the way, I've been listening to every day since I saw it last week. Nakatomi. K-Griff, Fox Studio Building Number 5 or whatever, or Nakatomi Plaza. I see it all the time. You go down Olympic, and there it is. You're just like... Here's the funny thing about the Nakatomi Plaza building, is when you watch Die Hard with an LA crowd, and there's the scene where John McClane is looking out the window and watching all of the cars come up Olympic, and then they start to turn around and go back, and he's like, "No, no, come back, come back!" He's banging on the window, and all the cop cars start turning around and leaving because they're on their way to the building. Because John McClane is stuck in the building, he's really trying to get the cops to show up, and it's being very difficult because it's Christmas Eve and the cops don't really like to work too much in LA sometimes. I'm just saying that from experience. And so they're coming up Olympic and they turn around. When you're with an LA crowd, the first thing they say is, "Oh look, there's Ralph's," which is a local supermarket here. It is the thing that we notice. And that Ralph's, by the way, still there. Still a Ralph's supermarket right there. So next time you're watching Die Hard and you see that scene where all the cops are coming up Olympic and then they start to turn around and leave, and then John McClane's like, "No, where are you going? Oh, no." Look to the right of the screen. There's a big logo, Ralph's Supermarket. Just one of those things you notice when you live in Los Angeles. Are they going to be ice skating like Batman and Robin?
This is too dangerous. Definitely not this one.
You don't have to say definitely like that.
Ooh.
Holy sh**.
I like her personality. I like that.
Your arrow's more dangerous than that one?
I like the dynamic.
It's just some Christmas.
You know, it's funny. Anyway, everybody gets their spin-off. I hope eventually, like, the dude in Captain America and the Winter Soldier, Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Remember the guy at the Apple store who was like... Apparently that guy at the Apple store in Captain America, the Winter Soldier, is Noob Master 69 from Avengers Endgame. These are deep cuts, ladies and gentlemen. Deep cuts. But that's what's going on. That's what's going on. So how is Marvel's new movie Shang-Chi? Well, I haven't gone to the movie theater to watch it because I haven't gone to the movie theater. It's not. Movie theaters are generally inside, and if I go see it, it'll be at the drive-in, I guess. But still hesitant. We got the Delta variant going around, and you know it's very hesitant. I'm very hesitant to go out, but I do want to see Shang-Chi. It looks good. I heard it's good. I would really like to watch it. I might have to wait till Disney Plus for that one. We did watch Black Widow here on Disney Plus. We had a live watch party. True Grit, except the bows and arrows. Yeah, Haley Steinfeld is still the sidekick. I watch everything that Cody builds with Smart TV. On Cody Builds. Is Cody Builds a YouTube channel? That sounds familiar. I don't know Cody Builds. This sounds familiar. But this week we've been talking about The Matrix. If you guys have any theories for The Matrix, I would love to hear them. The new Matrix movie, that is. It looks interesting. Looks like it's gonna be good. In some ways. Looks like it's gonna be entertaining at least, which is fun. Are there any horror movies out there? Did anybody see the movie Old? I haven't seen Old yet, and I keep trying to find it online. At the drive-in, what are you trying to say? I look like Cedric Bizarro Vixer? You trying to say that I look like Omar Rodriguez? Rodriguez? I want to go to the movie so bad, but COVID and an afro. Yeah, and you got the afro, so, you know, you don't want to be collecting COVIDs inside there. It's just a very tenuous situation. I do want to see Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings. It looks good. Kodi is a free and open source media player application developed by the Kodi Foundation. Thank you for the tip. That's actually, thank you for that tip. I won't tell nobody. Did I watch Malignant? I have not seen Malignant. What is Malignant? Is it? That's a horror movie. So I need all of your recommendations for horror. Kelsey, she's into the horror movies, and I am learning. I used to be way into the horror movies. When I was a kid, my favorite horror movies is Evil Dead 2. My favorite movies, some of my favorite movies of all time, The Fly, horrific movie. Silence of the Lambs, horror movie. Evil Dead 2. As you go through the history of my favorite movies, they're also No Country for Old Men. It's not a horror movie, but it's terrifying. It is terrifying. It's a psychological thriller. New James Wan movie on HBO Max. Put the trailer on. Okay, let's take a look at this trailer because I want to see what this looked like. Malignant trailer. James Wan, that guy's talented, man. Warner Brothers Pictures. If you see Malignant coming, Warner Brothers, hold on. All right. Okay, so this trailer was from July. This is the official Warner Brothers channel. I will download this right presently. But what's going on, guys? What's going on? Candyman is good. It's not streaming. You know that Yam 2? I call him Yam 2. Yahya Abdul Mateen II. I call him Yam 2. It's easier. That dude's career is popping off. He was in The Watchmen. I won't tell you what role he had because it's a big reveal, but he was in The Watchmen. That guy, now he's Morpheus. It's crazy. He's doing all the things. And he's now Candyman. He's taking on all the iconic roles, which is, you know what? Good for that guy. He's killing it. Oh, and a friend of mine, Mustafa Shakir, just got the role in that anime series. The one with Sulu, with the new Sulu. I'm really good at naming stuff that's happening right now. And yes, the only shouting out Candyman because I went to school with Yahya. You went to school with him? What? What? Tell us about that, Ange. You went to school with Yahya? Is that how you say it? Yahya? Just, if that's how you say it, just say Yahya. I'm sorry. What? That's so cool, Ange. Unless he was a jerk. I swear I saw you on my Spotify ad. You might have seen me on the Spotify ad. Yesterday, I was walking down the street, someone screamed out, Aristotle, out of the car. And I waved to them, but they were so far away, I didn't see who it was. I don't know who it is. I still don't know who it was. So I'm like, But they said hi. James Wan is responsible for Wet Panther, Flush Gordon. I'm trying to download this trailer right now, and it's taking forever. Let me try it this way. Yahya. Yahya? That's an interesting name. Is he from Louisiana? And? Y'all see Malignant? Downloaded it. 95%. Ooh, damn, it goes to 95% and then stops. Don't you hate that when you have like a status bar where it's like downloading and or when you're on Netflix and it'll go loaded 99% and then it stays loaded 99% indefinitely? That's never good. Download YouTube clips. I have to. Hold on. There we go. He's from Nolans. Is that how you say it, Ange? Nolans? I would like to learn how to speak Louisiana. Hang on. Put in the trailer on for Malignant because it's a horror movie. Chances are she's seen it already. She goes in and watches the movies. I went to school with him briefly though. Listen, Ange, I went to school with Josh Hartnett. And every time I tell people that, they're like, "You went to school with Josh Hartnett?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he was in my orientation group at college, so what?" They're like, "Oh, but he's Josh Hartnett." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, he's a nice guy, so what?" He's actually a nice guy. Oh, here we go. He was a superstar. We're gonna watch the trailer for Malignant currently. Here we go. Ooh, this is on HBO Max. Oh! Get out the house! Get out the house! She's scared.
The body of Dr. Florence Weaver was found brutally murdered in her home this morning.
Did you know her? No, but I saw her die.
I like the color
I'm
grading.
seeing things.
What do you think of the color grading? Looks cool.
I'm seeing murders as they're happening.
Hello?
Ooh, shots. Excellent.
He says his name is Gabriel. I think he's someone from my past.
The director of.
Happy birthday. Whatever happened to you before you joined our family hurt you in a way that I can't even imagine.
Reminded me of The Ring a little bit.
Maddie, who are you talking to? Gabriel.
What?
Is he your imaginary friend? He's the devil.
She looked like a ring. Okay.
Whatever it was.
No, you don't.
He killed again. He's getting closer.
He wants to talk to you.
Mom, what do you know? He's coming for me.
That reminded me a little Poltergeist.
Who are you, Gabriel?
The colors. Am I right? No. I have to go change my pants. Oh, that looks scary. You must confess I adore Ocean's music. He strikes me as a weird in a harmless way. It's strange. It reminds you of Friends. Yeah, that is strange. Except, I don't know. It seems there was a lot of, which is scary by virtue of the whole ness of it. You know, sometimes you'll hear that was an unintentional no. Yeah, I'm good with on the Nightmare Fuel. That looks scary. I like the color grading and the shots. It looks good. James Wan, very talented horror film director. It's
difficult. There's a lot of fodder out there. When people say there's a lot of bad horror movies, there's a lot of bad movies out there. There's just a lot of bad movies. So when you are an artist and you're creating, and you're an auteur, it's always nice to see people's style. That's why, I like David Cronenberg. His movies are terrifying also, generally speaking, but usually because of human nature. And that's a... What is the most terrifying thing to you? What is your biggest fear? Let us know so I can scare you. My biggest fear? Whales. It's in England. No, giant whales. Like if I was swimming, imagine this if you will. You're in the middle of the ocean, it's the middle of the night, and there are whales breaching the surface around you. That would be terrifying to me. More so than sharks. I would just be like, eat my leg, shark. But the whales are just gigantic sea creatures. What is the deep ocean? That's me too, Dentyland. Deep ocean, that's terrifying. We don't know what's down there. We're trying to land things on Mars. We don't know what's at the bottom of the Marianas Trench. Isn't that insane? We want to go to Mars, but we don't even know what's on this planet. We're like, I can't wait to find life on Europa. But the stuff at the bottom of the ocean is insane. We've barely scratched the surface. What if it's just us, We're just kind of hanging out here. Your biggest fear is drowning in your career, in your car. My biggest fear is drowning in my career also. But yeah, drowning in your car. And here's a little trick. Bring there's a little thing, you can get one. It has like a little spring-loaded nail in it. It's like this big. This is just a slide for slide guitar if you want to be like you want to do that. But no, there's a thing. There's a thing you can get. It's a little spring-loaded nail, and if in fact, and you find yourself sinking in your car in some body of water, you could press this against the You could press it against the window, and it'll smash the window. It'll one little point of pressure, and then you have to swim out the window. You have to let all the water in first. Roll your windows down, let all the water in, and then open your door when the pressure equalizes. Little tips here, tips and tricks, so you don't die, because don't die, please. I came in on Existenz at the restaurant scene, did not see what was coming, and messed me up good. Yeah, Existenz is a great one. That's a really good movie, and it makes sense. It's interesting that movie came out at a similar time as The Matrix, because very similar subject matter, almost the exact same subject matter, actually. Marianas Trench is mostly volcanoes, ladies and gentlemen. There's another movie coming out called La Brea, I believe, and it's about... Is it about volcanoes? La Brea Tar Pits? If you ever go to the La Brea Tar Pits here in Los Angeles, it's a great place. It's right by the SAG office and also LACMA. But you could... And also... It's on Wilshire, I think. Is it on Wilshire or is it on Beverly? I can't remember. But if you go there... It's cool. It's a big tar pit. My favorite part are the prehistoric soda bottles that are floating in it. Here's a tip, just don't drive your car into the water. Yeah, Dentyland, I think before... Hey, Ange, if you're afraid of drowning in your car in the water, my doctor says every time I do this, it hurts. My doctor told me you don't do that. I'm tired today. Got up at like 3 in the morning. Just, existential dread. You ever have that? You ever have that at 3 in the morning for no good reason? And you're like, why am I worried about that one thing that I can take care of when I'm awake in the morning? Why is that keeping me up? We all have those moments.
Oh, that's right, Ange. One of the coolest things about New Orleans, I remember on tour, was driving into New Orleans, and there's so many like swamps and bridges, and there's lots of fog. And you're right, yeah, it is kind of scary. You're like, there's really nothing separating you, not much, on those bridges, and you're just driving on those bridges for a while sometimes too. Drive a bike. Conducir una bicicleta. Ladies and gentlemen, we are having a fundraiser for Ange to get a bike. We're pledging today. We're gonna go do a marathon. We're gonna do 24/7 until Ange gets a bicycle so that she can hop off of the bicycle in case she lands in the water. Sorry, that is scary. Anybody else have any completely terrifying fears? Let us all know. Yes, Will. Night terrors, mini panic attacks. Yeah, you just get up in the middle of the night. You're like, now I'm so worried that, did I have enough gas in the car? You're like angry and worried about it. Brains, they don't cooperate sometimes. Sometimes you just want to sleep, and your brain's like, no, you're up now. Let's worry about that. Let's worry about, does my pen have enough ink to sign that thing next week? It's dumb things. It actually helps to primal scream. I love primal scream. The longest bridge in the U.S. is located here, and I absolutely hate it. Ooh. Tell us more about that. I had therapy this morning. It was good. Therapist, excellent. She said, hey, how about this? How about you stop worrying? And I said, okay, but now I gotta worry about that. No, she's actually really good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a wonderful day so far. I've got the dogs with me today. I will be the La Brea Tar Pits. The movie takes place in the La Brea Tar Pits. If you guys want to hear, let me invite you all to the Discord so that we can all continue to chat. I've got Discord Nitro, which is the top level Discord. This is the highest Discord you can have. I pay $10 a month for that, and it's worth it because I want to invite you all to the Discord where we can continue our conversations about horror movies and about Norm Macdonald, about Hawkeye being a Christmas movie, Christmas show. Look at me, there I am. You always think of Mothman prophecies when you are crossing a bridge over the body of water, troubled or not. Mothman prophecies. I remember those. What happened to the contest? Oh yeah, Dentyland. The contest is once I reach... See, here's the thing. Once I reach 1,000 subscribers on Twitch, I will give away something. But once I reach 10,000 subscribers on Twitch, and this is to a random subscriber, I'm gonna give away a PS5. A PlayStation Numero Cinco. You will get that if you are lucky and a subscriber to my Twitch. So be sure. Sometimes, Dentyland, you catch me on a good day, and then we share, and sharing is caring, and everybody's invited, because I like the discussion. I like this crowd. It's a good crowd today. And I'd like to see you all in the Discord.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Well, we all hope we're lucky, and you are lucky. Everybody, you're lucky to be alive. That's one of the things I think of that all the time. As we go on the outro, we're all lucky to be here. We should be grateful. I don't have a car, but you know what? I'm grateful that nobody's calling me for work. Not having a car makes me happy that I don't have to drive anywhere. But you know, I'm thankful for the work that I have been getting. And what are you thankful for? We've transitioned from what is your biggest fear to what is the thing you're thankful for. I'm thankful to have all you here daily, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific Standard Time at the Aristotle Full Throttle Show, where we chat about movies, entertainment, and fun stuff like that. Also horror movies. It's getting to horror season, so the Boxlighting Brothers, they best come on. You guys can always hop into the chat on the Discord, and we can talk about the horror movies, because usually we have Boxtober, but we haven't had Boxtober in a bit. Boxtober, that is, the Boxlighting Brothers are horror filmmakers. Generally, horror film writers, directors, actors, and I believe they are working. I don't want to spoil it. I won't say it. But let's just say the Boxlighting Brothers might have some surprises for you in the future. And I encourage you to check them out, because they have got a specific brand of horror. Much like James Wan, you'll see. You were in the hospital for a few weeks because you were stabbed, and that's why you're gone for a bit, but life is great. Dentyland, good golly. I'm glad that you're okay. Why did you get, how did you, listen, if it's traumatic, you don't have to share it with us, but I'm glad you're okay. That sounds harrowing and horrific. I'm sorry that, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Was it, if you feel free, if you are feeling up to sharing. Oh, you're dead. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here, even though you're dead. I didn't know you got stabbed to death. Now that's serious. But you know, thanks for hanging out, Zombie Land, Zombie Denty Land. Rest in peace, Norm Macdonald. Rest in peace, Denty Land. Also, thank you for being here. Ange, you're the greatest. You're always the greatest. Is this Will? We've got your theme music. Is this Will? Is this Will? Raccoon Raiders, thank you for letting us know what's going on at the bottom of the Marianas Trench with the volcanoes and whatnot. It's crazy. It's crazy down there. K-Griff, thank you for not spoiling. K-Griff is the one who told me. Listen, K-Griff is very good at her job. K-Griff is the one who often spoils things. If you don't know who K-Griff is, now you know, because check out her intro.
Who's been spoiling everything? It's Kelly! All along!
And I killed Sparky, too.
Always excited to spoil the news. So I have found out about a lot of famous deaths from Colleen, because before hearing about it any other way, I'm the first person she will tell. Sadly. It is very contagious. He is hilarious. Norm Macdonald. I encourage you to go back and check out his body of work. It is insanely funny. Some lady was getting mugged. Let's catch up on this, Denty Lane. Let's pause there. Hold on a second. Well, some lady was getting mugged, so I stepped in and got stabbed. Wow, you're a hero, Denty Land. I appreciate your concern for other people's well-being, and I am sorry that you were attacked like that. Oh my goodness, that is horrifying. But you know, it could have gone sideways. I mean, it did go sideways, but it could have gone south. It could have gone in any number of directions. The Burt Reynolds fiasco. Oh yeah. Burt Reynolds. We learned that it's terrifying to swim in the ocean. Don't do it. I'm kidding. Go to the beach. Enjoy the world. When people say they're sharks, just say, you know, you're in the shark's yard. I always think it's funny when people are like, there was a coyote in my yard, and I was like, wait, hold on a second. You were in the coyote's yard. Let's get that straight first. We were not here for the like 100,000 years ago when coyotes were already here. They were already here. Real men don't kill coyotes. That's what I learned from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. My parents have swam over the deepest point of the ocean. Ooh. Why did they do that? Was it any different than the shallowest part of the ocean? I wonder. I'll make you famous if you come into my yard, The Undertaker. Ooh, we gotta talk about wrestling. And wrestlers. And also, tomorrow on Aristotle Full Throttle, we're gonna talk about your favorite Halloween candy. What's your favorite? Mine? I'm old school. I like candy corn. I'll eat a whole bag of candy corn until my liver explodes. I do want to hear about your stories. You could share your stories in Cool Story, the Cool Story channel on the Discord. I would appreciate it. Your mom said it felt like she shouldn't be there. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to be over the deepest part of the ocean where no humans have ever been for like, save for the past probably 10,000 years. Sweet tarts. Ange's favorite Halloween candy is sweet tarts. One time I was, Ange, it's your favorite. I've got, like, my outros are 40 minutes long. But for real this time, I've got to go. I've got to shop for a new car. I've got to do some yoga, Ange. I know you appreciate that. You have two in the deep of the Mediterranean Sea. Yes, this is true. My father was in the Navy, and he did swim in the Mediterranean Sea by accident. I'll tell you that story tomorrow, or you could hear it from him directly. My father was in the Navy, and he ended up taking a swim in the Mediterranean Sea by accident. Oops. Y'all are the best. I appreciate you. Keep your head above water. Keep moving forward. It's not how many times you get knocked out, it's how many times you get up and you keep moving forward. Eye of the Tiger. Pizza pie. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie in the sky. Listen, I'm all out of platitudes, okay? I'm tired. I need a nap. I woke up at 3. Am I still on? All right. Sorry for the low energy day today, guys. I've got low energy. Just call me low energy Steve. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You're still offering free virtual classes. Well, check out Ange's free virtual classes. And check out my real, actual glasses. Okay, bye, everybody. Y'all are the best. I mean that.